It's Africa Month and Stories Untold. It's not only just showing up, but we are showing off with colorful, diverse and rich stories of ordinary Africans with extraordinary tales. As we head to the end of Africa Month, we go over to KwaZulu-Natal to bring you the rare story of David Jenkins and how he fell in love with Maskandi music. Let's have a look.
It is very rare to find a young white man doing what this one does, which makes perfect sense why it's popularly known as Qadasi.
David is a guy from Empangeni in the heart of Zululand, who grew up in Edropin, in town, not on a farm, and who had many interests growing up as a young boy, from World War II to sailing to gorillas, and then a deep interest was the Zulu culture, Isiwo lamaZulu, and from history to traditional dance and traditional music. Qadasi is an old word, another word, Zulu word for umlungu, or white person. And in my praise poem, as a Maskandi artist, one has a praise poem talking about umlando wakho and events that have taken place throughout your life. And so ngithi mina ngiqadasa little puthu neklabish. So I'm the white person who eats puthu and cabbage. Ihubo lamabutho, the Zulu war singing, Zulu war cries. I remember being a youngster and recording those, going when I was at festivals, recording the Zulu, the Amabuto, doing their war cries, and that was, I mean, that gave me complete goosebumps.
At a very young age, he developed a passion interest in Shaka Zulu and the Zulu culture, and this is how his journey began.
I used to travel around with my father, and my late father, who was a journalist, and he used to cover events in Zululand, and so we would go out. We'd go out to traditional celebrations. We'd go to Sandloana, where all the reenactments took place, and that was where my interest sparked. And I then, through that interest, I discovered Maskandi, umculo wesintu, and I started listening to the likes of Upuza Khemisi, Ashel Mhlophe, Mfazi Omnyama, all the Maskandi greats. Bengina 9 years ngaleso sikhathi, and kodwa emqondweni ngathi mina, yeah, Maskandi has different sounds, and just as you have different genres of Western music, there were styles that I found incredibly powerful, and so listening to artists such as Puza Khemisi, I got more and more interested in the technicalities behind the music.
At the age of 12, he was given his very first guitar, and within a week or so, he was playing his first basic Maskandi song.
I decided one day that ngifuna ukudlala isigingci, And so my parents bought me my first guitar at the age of 12, and I wanted to go straight into Maskandi, but ngaleso sikhathi ngabona ukuthi uMaskandi unzima kakhulu, and so ngasithola isiginci, ngasishaya bambila ama chords, and then slowly but surely I started picking up Maskandi, and it's difficult in the sense that you're using your fingers, your thumb and your forefinger, and that was where the difficulty began, and so it took some time to get into it, but that was how it started. I would sit for hours every day. After school, I'd make sure I did my homework during school. If I had time, and so I had time in the afternoons to sit and and eventually, over a couple of years, I picked up Maskandi.
With the overwhelming support of his family and friends, he was encouraged to continue his passion in both the Zulu culture and music.
My parents introduced me to the music of the legendary White Zulu, Johnny Clegg, and he was a huge inspiration, and he showed me that it was possible, no matter what other people say, that bridging traditional Zulu and Western folk music was a possibility. And I was still young at the time, and so that was a huge help to see that there was a future there for bridging the two together. It was different. Other than Johnny Clegg, that was, it wasn't every day you'd find a white guy in the suburbs, in Pangini suburbs, playing Maskandi, and so to have their support was a huge deal.
There's no doubt that as a kid, his character stood out in a very unique way.
While my friends were all listening to rap and R&B, pop, and all the rest of it, my focus was on Maskandi, and it carried on. It just got deeper and deeper. Ngasithola isiZulu esikoleni. When I was in grade 8, we could choose ukuthi singakhetha isibunu, Afrikaans noma isiZulu, and ngibatshelile ngiyasidinga isiZulu. They were hesitant at first, all my teachers. They as I didn't grow up on a farm or anything, and but they allowed me to continue with Zulu, and I really appreciate Felixton College's support in that sense, and throughout my school career they were a huge support, and they followed my passion. Even though
when we come back from the ad break, we go deeper into the journey of Gadasi and find out the great people that has also influenced his career. Stick around, we are back with more.
Looking back, what's that? Move forward. Move up. Do better. Accept no excuses. Change the game. Do it yourself. Do it right. Do it on your terms. Because you never understood second or wasted one. Then, and only then, success becomes something to savor. Glenbrinth, the taste of success.
When we get information in WHO, we get information in numbers. This many people died, or this many people had been infected. We don't see the numbers. We see the individuals behind the numbers. The mother of somebody, the father of somebody, the daughter of somebody, and the son of somebody, or the grandfather of someone. This virus is dangerous. This virus is public enemy number one. If we take this as a common enemy for humanity and give our best, we can win the fight.
The national lockdown due to the coronavirus may have dire consequences for the legal fraternity.
A new strategy will be implemented to deal with hotspots.
This is The Agenda. I'm Blaine Hammond. Our sign language interpreters are Pumza Sikumba and Fortune Manzala.
The United Nations in South Africa has lauded President Cyril Ramaphosa.
President Ramaphosa says government will continue to welcome different and dissenting viewpoints around its national coronavirus response.
Well, the COVID-19 pandemic underlines the plight of the poor and destitute daily.
SASSA has received a record number of applications for the special COVID-19 social relief grant.
Medical aid costs for COVID-19 admissions, including the medical aid payment holidays, are becoming a concern.
South Africa has registered its biggest daily spike in new cases of coronavirus.
In the last 24 hours, coronavirus-related fatalities have gone up.
Most of the world tries to slow the spread and limit the death toll of COVID-19.
Cases continue to rise, including the death toll, obviously not necessarily commensurate with earlier.
Welcome back. You are still watching Stories Untold. Today we are celebrating our colorful, diverse continent of Africa. Today we are looking particularly at music and how it's always been a universal language, but also a tool that unites every race, every gender, anywhere in the world. Today we are telling the story of David Jenkins, and through music he's been able to build great relationships. We now head over to KwaZulu-Natal to meet some of his mentors. Let's see.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Qatasi signed his first record deal under well-known Sibongiseni Shabalala, who is a member of Lady Smith Black Mambazo and leader of Shabalala Rhythm.
Kwangithusa ukuthi hawu ngoba lo mfana usemncane ufuna ukudlala umaskandi, kodwa ngase ngiyacabanga ukuthi hayi ukhona uJohnny Clegg wake wawudlala umaskandi namanje usekhona, mhlawumbe umfana ufuna ukuthatha lapho iphethini yaqhubeka. Kodwa ngithe uma sekuqhubeka isikhathi ngase ngiyabona sengimbheka mase sihlangene ngabona ukuthi lento iphakathi kuyena uyayithanda, akuyona into ayibukelayo noma ayibonile afuna ukwenza njengobani, kodwa yinto ekuyena impela ayithandayo. Ngoba sithe noma sihlala ngithi hayi kodwa mfana ngoba usemncane yini ungaqala ukuthi uyofunda kancane esikoleni noma euniversity bese uyabuya wathi nayi into engifuna ukwenza and uyayenza uyimisele futhi. Into enhle ngaye udlalela thina abantu abamnyama, adlalela abelungu nabantu abamnyama, uyasihlanganisa isizwe sase-Afrika. Ngifana nobaba wakhe nje nomfowabo omdala ngoba siyamkhulisa. Uyibambe khona lapho neqeda ngathi uyehla kancane wena.
Oh, okay.
Uphezulu kakhulu. Oh, okay. Simthole nje eyingane, samrekhoda, sammarketa, samfunela lapho, samnikeza ama contact lapha nalapha. Siyamkhulisa ngoba into ayenzayo siyayithanda. Ihlanganisa abantu bonke. Ayigcini nje ngokuthi uyoculela abelungu, aculela abantu abamnyama, kodwa uyasihlanganisa sonke. Wenza ukuthi intsha izokwazi ukubukela kuyena ukuthi nanga umfana oqhamuka esikoleni nje, kodwa ngokuyimisela, ngoba lento idinga ukuthi uyimisele ube nothando lwayo ukuze iqhubeke, ungabuki ukuthi mhlawumbe usibani wenza wathola imali. Uma ngebuke wayibuka ngeso lemali awuzukuya ndawo ngoba imali ayikho. Imali ilandela umuntu osebenzayo. Uma ngabe ubuka imali ugijima uya kuyona awuyifici. So ke lo mfana lo uhamba kahle ngendlela yokuthi uthanda umculo wakhe. So ke mhlambe kusasa umculo wakhe uzomlethela imali.
His first album, titled Child of Africa, was also part of the devastating journey of losing his father.
My father passed away very unexpectedly, and I was 16 at the time, and only just getting into the music. And although it was really difficult, I know he'd be very proud of where I've gotten to, of my present status in the industry, and and it was all because of his support and my mother's support and my family's support. My debut album, Child of Africa, was dedicated to my father and all the support I received from him over the years. Many people say, oh, Katas, so you're white on the outside and completely Zulu on the inside. I'm incredibly proud of where I come from. Let's put it that way. I have Scottish roots, British roots, Welsh roots, and I'm proud of where I come from. But I'm an Impangeni boy, and a Zululand boy, and the Zulu culture meant a great deal to me growing up, and it meant more and more to me as I grew older, and now it's now my life is I'm following my dream as a traditional Zulu Maskandi musician. And Zulu culture is a huge part of my life, going into the rural areas with my friends and co-musicians. And so, the Zulu culture is a huge part of my life, and my English heritage is a huge part of my life. So it's a mixture.
At only 23 years old, he has focused on making a career out of his talent. Some of his achievements include his debut album nominated for a SADMA. He's toured the USA in cities like New York, New Jersey, and Virginia. He is now the leader of the Duduzile band.
I did it, and so can you. Yenza lento ejabulisa inhliziyo yakho.
Duduzile mfana odla uphuthu nekabishi. Qhubeka nohambo lwakho oluhle.
And after the break, we get even more colorful with the story of Duduzile Mahlangu, who prides herself in her Ndebele culture.
From grade 1 up until grade 4, I was bullied about my dark skin complexion. That made me to hate myself. I have learned a lot from SABC. I have learned to respect yourself and respect other people and love yourself. One of the shows that have inspired me is Skim Sam. It shows that no matter challenge that you're going through in life, you can make it. My name is Ndebele and I'm 13 years old. I am a motivational speaker, a violin player, and anti-bullying activist.
Another Cuban team assuming COVID-19 duties.
The way that we are going to fight against this pandemic that is spreading around the whole world is only in one way. Fidel Castro and Mandela showed us that way long time ago.
While scientists work tirelessly to make a COVID-19 vaccine available in the near future, in the meantime, we're urged to wash our hands, sanitize consistently, and maintain social distancing.
It's our mandate as SABC News to bring you factual and accurate coverage amid the COVID-19 pandemic. And from the Northern Cape, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest. Remember to wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Alternatively, use alcohol-based sanitizer and don't touch your face. The SABC is your reliable source for independent and impartial coverage. Make sure you use all SABC platforms and follow our reporters locally and abroad for all the news that matters.
Welcome back. This is our last segment of Africa Month's edition of Stories Untold. Today we are making Ndebele fashionable. We meet Duduzile Mahlangu, an artist who is incorporating Ndebele art into everyday wear. Let's have a look at the story.
Here's a story of a young woman from the dusty streets of Ndebele who has managed to make textile designing even more interesting and fascinating. Meet Duduzile Mahlangu.
I'm 29 years old. Ngakhulela eMthambothini bayibiza ukuthi Jamaica section Ndebele.
Growing up was not easy and things did not come easy, but her parents still did their best to try and make ends meet.
It was not easy ukukhula ekhaya because ubaba bekasebenza ama-piece job and then noma ngala bangasebenzi, but then ngoba bekakwazi ukusebenzisa izandla zakhe bekakwazi ukuthi enze ama-beadwork and then ahamba yothengisa ijobek, then akwazi ukuthi athole imali azokwazi ukusupporta. Ngenhlanhla sikhule sinayo indlu ekhaya, but then i-problem beyindaba yokudla. Kuyabona ngama-Christmas abantu bayapheka kube kamnandi baroasta inyama and all that. Thina zange sibe nayo lento le. So ubaba nomama bebathanda ukutshala, so bebatshala befana ukuthi nge-Christmas sidla ipapa nespinach, while abantu busy baroasta ama-chicken babraya.
With a childhood that didn't seem so colorful, Dudu's imagination had always been filled with color, hence she kept her eyes fixed on the positive.
Enye into eyasenza ukuthi like sibe ne-focus yokuthi okay sifuna ukuthi masikhula sifane nabanye abantu nanani ukuthi sakhula vele kungekho easy, besihlupheka like seriously.
Finances were a major challenge at home, but she was still determined to study like other children.
Angaqala isikole eMagodongo primary school, nakhona ngasifaka ngenkani. Mama mathi akanamali yokuthi angifake esikoleni. Principal athi awaregister kumele ngobe sesikoleni. Amtshela ukuthi hey nami ngifuna ukufana nabanye abantwana, ngifuna ukufunda. So bahamba babiza umama. Bathi umntwana nango uthi wena awunamali yokumbhalisa esikoleni. So siyenze njani? Abatshela ukuthi okay mina ayikho into engayenza ukuthi ngimthathe ngibe naye ekhaya. Principal athi umntwana makafuna ukufunda so kumele simiyeke. So sizomyeka wena uzothima nemali ulethe leyo mali uzokwazi ukumbhadalela school fees. And until athole uniform uzagcoka iroko lela ligcokile private. It's fine.
Ngimlisa ka esikolweni. Wazi ngene lapha lalandrel utata bonangi. Athi mana mengi esikolweni. Ngithi kuye ngithi umncane. Abaleka esikolweni. Uprincipal athi nangu angakanya. Principal athi nangu lapha khona bathi bayambuyisa bayamcocha athi hayi ngifuna ukufunda.
She was left with no choice but to make sure she really excelled in all subjects.
Bengihlale ngenza sure ukuthi ama homework wami ngwenzile ngisakuthi bazongixoxa ukuthi abhadalanga school fees and ngalawo yenza ama homework.
But how did she develop this deep passion for textile designing?
At the age of 8 kula ubosisi wami bebathanda ukubaleka bahambe bangangitshela ukuthi bayaphi, so bengijwayele ukuthi ngihlale nginawo. So only to find the other day mangibalandela mangibasala emuva bazongena komunye umama bathi uAngelina Ndemande lobe abafundisa ukupenda. So nami ngangena abatshela ukuthi you know what nami ngifuna ukupenda ngifane nani nje. So bathi hayi wena usasemncane una 8 uzokhona kanjani ukupenda.
Mntwana waqhubeka. Uthi ukuthi ngambona ukuthi anomdlandla. Right through nababuya esikolweni. Bagijimele egwaleni bazopractice. iye bajahele ugwala ngebrashi namakhala astrong la.
Ngathi ngipheni incwadi oyiphepha nepenseli nginibonisa ukuthi nami engakwazi ukudrawa yabo. So lo mama naye amayela ukuthi umntwana omncane so uzokwazi ukuyenza mara lento because ine challenge lento le. So I was the youngest vele kule group. Then abanginikeza ipende ipensel and then banginikeza ne paper. Then ngadraw. Then stage sokuqala bekuleso ukuthi udraw ngepencil and then ufaka ukhalara ngama crayon. Bengakwazi ukuthatha ipende uze uphase le stage le. So ngadraw kanjalo and then babona ukuthi okay umsebenzi lo ngiyawukhona and then baqala bangisebenzisa amapende lawo we-powder. Amapende we-powder nakhona babona ukuthi okay seka processor lo muntu seka right and then ithi muphe acrylic paint and then that's when ngiqala ngisebenzisa acrylic paint akwazi ukuthi ngithole nama order and then ngibancede kuma order wabo and then ngisgenerate income.
And that is how we end our colorful edition of Africa Month right here on Stories Untold. From myself, Pule Mulibati, and the rest of the team, it's a goodbye. But I'll be leaving you with this African-inspired art behind me.
This is a reality. The minute you are a smoker, your lungs are perhaps not as strong as a non-smoker.
Many smokers actually don't understand how badly or not their lungs are affected. And it's oftentimes when we do a lung function